Walk down the only main street in Leakey, Texas, and you'll find fewer than 500 residents. Yet the stories here rival those from much larger towns. Alongside the gentle Frio River and limestone hills lies a darker undercurrent, tales of armed fugitives, a double homicide, and law enforcement officers caught up in crime. It's breathtaking on the surface, but beneath the oak trees and star-filled skies, this rural town hides wounds you wouldn't expect. In American country life, poverty and isolation are well known, but sometimes the true irony is a violence that lurks unseen. Curious what really happened here? Stay tuned. Leakey's darker side is about to be revealed. Leakey is a tiny town with surprises. Covering just 0.56 square miles, it had only 331 residents in 2023, yet it holds thousands of years of history. Its modern chapter began in 1856, when John H. Leakey and his wife settled along the Frio River, creating a small cedar and cypress sawmill. In 1883, the town took shape. The post office moved here from Floral, and the town's first school was built on land donated by the Leakey family. Nicknamed the Texas Swiss Alps, Leakey sits at about 1,600 feet elevation, with deep canyons carved by the Frio and Nueces rivers. Roads like RM 337, 336, and 335 snake through the hills, popular with bikers and motorcyclists who crave a twisting ride. The Frio River offers crystal clear waters perfect for tubing, rafting, or just relaxing. In spring, fields of bluebonnets bloom in wild rainbow colors. At night, the dark skies, free from light pollution, become a canvas of stars. Leakey's community spirit runs deep. Historic buildings like the Real County Courthouse, built in 1918, rebuilt in 1978, mark the cultural center. Meanwhile, the Leakey Independent School District, established in 1919, still operates a K-12 campus right in the town center. But don't let the scenic beauty fool you. Life in Leakey, like in many small American towns, isn't always easy. Services here are extremely limited. There's no major hospital, no malls, movie theaters, or popular fast food chains. At times, residents have to drive up to 2.5 hours to San Antonio just for medical care or basic shopping. The only local grocery store serves the entire town. And if it closes, due to holidays or storms, residents must rely on their personal stock. Education also faces its own challenges. The local school serves about 250 students countywide, and teachers often come and go, struggling with low pay that hardly matches their effort. In many ways, living in Leakey means being self-reliant, leaning on your neighbors, and finding peace in the silence. And behind the picturesque hills and oak-lined streets lies a harder truth. 25% of residents live below the poverty line, the highest in Real County. The average income is only around $39,150, with most people depending on farming, ranching, or seasonal tourism to get by. When summer tourists arrive for tubing down the Frio or fishing, the local economy surges. But when they leave, they take the income with them, leaving a gap that's hard to fill. Only about 8.2% of residents work in government positions, far below the Texas average of 13.9%. Most rely on small businesses or private work, a true reflection of rural life where self-sufficiency matters more than bureaucracy. Life in Leakey isn't always peaceful. Though it's a small town, violence has struck in ways that still haunt the community. Around 2011, the area was shaken by a double shooting. A man killed his neighbor, set the house on fire, then shot a mother and child who came to help. Incidents like this may not make national news, but they leave deep scars. In small towns, the enemy is often someone you know, and tight-lipped communities can keep trauma hidden and untreated for years. Leakey's remote landscape also makes it vulnerable to crime. The crime rate is estimated at 2,903 per 100,000 residents, above the national average. Roughly 27% of the population has been affected by crime in some form. Violence and theft cast long shadows over this otherwise quiet town. But in the face of all these challenges, the people of Leakey show their true strength: community. Living in Leakey, Texas means being part of a tight-knit circle where neighbors look out for one another. The town may only be home to a few hundred residents, but their bond runs deep. Every local event feels like a family reunion. Festivals like the Leakey Fall Fest and Frio River Fest aren't just entertainment. They're the heartbeat of the town's social life, bringing generations together. Streets come alive during the July Jubilee Street Dance, with country music echoing from a stage sponsored by local businesses and nonprofits like Keep It Real Beautiful. The community is also active online. Local Facebook groups like We Love Leakey, Texas help neighbors share event updates, local news, and even house rental leads. Despite its rural setting, Leakey isn't entirely cut off. With access to San Antonio just a drive away, residents still benefit from big city amenities when they need them. But what truly defines Leakey is its deep sense of belonging. Everyone knows everyone. And when there's a concert, a town cleanup, or a small fair on the city lawn, nearly the whole town shows up. This is Leakey, a tiny town with a big heart. The weather in Leakey, Texas reflects the heart of the hill country: warm, humid, and sun-soaked. Set in a humid subtropical climate zone, Leakey experiences long, hot summers with temperatures climbing into the 90s degrees Fahrenheit, and mild winters, typically ranging between 40 and 70 degrees. Annual rainfall averages around 28 inches, just enough to keep the landscape green without the threat of severe flooding. For many, this climate is a blessing. The gentle winters make outdoor activities pleasant year-round. It's a draw for retirees and outdoor enthusiasts who value an active, healthy lifestyle under blue skies. But for others, high humidity in summer can be a real challenge, especially for those unaccustomed to the sticky air that clings to your skin and slows your pace. And in rural towns like Leakey, limited access to air conditioning or adequate health care can exacerbate the effects, particularly for older residents. In short, Leakey's weather offers both comfort and hardship. It's a double-edged charm, inviting to some, demanding to others. Leakey may not be the ideal town for everyone, but in its solitude, it teaches something few places still can: how to find meaning in simplicity and resilience. In a world growing louder and faster, Leakey reminds us to slow down, breathe deeply, and listen to the quiet. Many retirees come here not for the amenities, but for the peace. For young people, though, Leakey might feel like a town caught in time. Spotty cell service, sluggish internet, and limited entertainment can make it feel disconnected. And yet, that may be its greatest strength. Leakey represents the kind of small-town America that's becoming increasingly rare. A place where silence still has value, community still matters, and every star in the night sky can still be seen unobstructed.